and welcome to this Come to Jesus Daily Devotional as we continue in the book of Ephesians. And today's devotional is entitled, Do Not Exasperate Your Children. From Ephesians 6:4, we reflect on how parents are to be wise and avoid needlessly aggravating their children, whilst also seeking to lead them to Jesus. Let's read from Ephesians 6, verses 1 to 4. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honour your father and mother, which is the first commandment with the promise, so that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Ephesians 6, verses 1 to 4. This week we're covering these verses, and today we're simply going to be focusing on verse 4. Let's remind ourselves of what Ephesians 6:4 says. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. In Colossians, we read something very similar. In Colossians 3:21, it tells us, Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged. That's Colossians 3:21. So far this week, we've considered the important principles of how a child is to obey and to honour within the family. And today, the focus turns to parents and fathers in particular. It's easy for parents to become so caught up in the busyness of family life, encouraging, correcting, managing, rushing around, that we fail to pause and reflect. How are we actually doing as parents? Are our methods and goals helping or hindering? So firstly, what does it mean to exasperate our children? Our text says, do not exasperate your children. It's right that children hear this command, obey and honour. But parents must also be humble enough to take seriously this command. The word translated embitter, this Greek word, paraorgizo, means to provoke to anger. And we can, in unhealthy ways, stir up anger in our children, especially when correcting them. We must take great care not to inflame their anger or our own anger. We are to deal gently with people and with our children. Too often, parenting becomes reactive, ill-considered, leading to raised voices and yelling and escalating conflict and relational breakdown. And as far as possible, we should aim to respond calmly, wisely, thoughtfully. Now, Stephen Covey illustrates the importance of listening well. A father once told me, he wrote, I can't understand my kid. He just won't listen to me at all. Let me restate what you just said. I replied, you don't understand your son because he won't listen to you? That's right, he replied. Let me try you again. Try it again. I said, you don't understand your son because he won't listen to you. That's what I said, he impatiently replied. I thought that to understand another person, you needed to listen to him, I suggested. That's in Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And we all want to be highly effective people, don't we? Well, that's good advice, isn't it, for parents to listen well. Secondly, why does this text speak to parents or to fathers in particular? Fathers are addressed because they are called to take responsibility for leadership in the home. Additionally, men can be more prone to either harshness or conversely to passivity and absence. God's design is that both mother and father, ideally, and that's not always possible, is it, work together as a team wherever possible. The Zondervan Exegetical commentary writes this on this passage. This passage, however, teaches that fathers need to exercise a sensitivity and care in how they interact with their children, and especially in how they discipline them. Fathers should carefully weigh the potential impact of their words and actions before responding to their children. This passage effectively rules out reactionary flare-ups, overly harsh words, insults, sarcasm, nagging, demeaning comments, inappropriate teasing, unreasonable demands, and anything else that can be perceived as provocative. In his instructions to fathers in Colossians, Paul says, "Do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged." That's the Zondervan exegetical commentary. So, in response, we must seek to avoid needlessly aggravating children in our desire to lead them to Jesus. Our zeal for their good must not become a force that actually drives them away from what we long to impart. This means intentionally investing in a relationship marked by joy, warmth, mutual respect. Invest in what's good. To those without children, we can all apply this principle in our relationships, our roles. So at work, with friends, in leadership positions, we can all wisely seek to avoid exasperating people as we seek to help others. To fathers, are you deeply involved in family life, in both the encouragement and correction of your children? To all parents, do we exasperate our children by reacting out of frustration? Children often test and stretch us, but we must not respond in kind. If we embitter our children, we may actually hinder them from coming to Christ, because we represent Christ to them. As Matthew 19:13-15 says, "Then people brought little children to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them, but the disciples rebuked them." Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." When he had placed his hands on them, he went on from there. That's Matthew 19:13-15. Let's be those who avoid needlessly aggravating and exasperating our children, but rather, let's, through our gentleness, through our encouragement, through our wise correction, seek to bring them to Jesus. God bless you.